What's going on, everybody? Look, y'all, I'm on time. I'm on time. I was almost late. Almost. I was playing in the garden. Then I was like, "No, I got something to do. I better go to the computer." What's going on, fam? Nice to see you on time. You always showing out and coming in late, always trying to make a grand entrance and stuff. What's going on, Eric? What's going on? Am I gonna see the both of you guys in a few weeks? Hey, Carbon. You know what it is? This thing. Carbon, I text messaged you. I don't. Hey, Bad. What's going on? I hope everybody had a wonderful day. I had a decent day, y'all. I went to work. I've been giving certain people the silent treatment at work. It's been working for me. So that's a wonderful thing. I'm trying to be a an adult about my attitude and stuff. It's very difficult for me to be an adult at times, but I've been doing it. I've been proud of myself, y'all. I've been proud of myself. I'm on vacation down in Florida. What part of Florida? Well, I don't want to know what part. Well, I do want to know, but I don't. I can't be putting us. I know, Eric. She is. Let me tell you something, Eric. Carbon be in her own little bubble, and I mean her bubble be in her home. Oh, Daytona, that's far. That's far from me. She be in her own little apartment, blasting her music, dancing, arguing with her child, um, Riley, and she be like, "Oh, I don't be doing nothing, my phone be right here." Girl, you're all over the place in your home, dancing and doing whatever, probably outside saving squirrels and all that. She don't be paying us no mind, Eric. She don't be paying us no mind. None. And then she be quick to call somebody, be like, "I haven't talked to you in a while, what you been up to?" Yeah, Carbon, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you, Carbon. As long as you hear what I have to say, I'm gonna get it off my chest. But she be in her whole apartment just dancing, blasting all types of music, fussing with Riley. That's all she be doing. And then she work, and then she don't. Yeah, then she be surfing the web, and she be having 101 questions. Let me tell y'all, the topic is because of Carbon. It's because of Carbon. I'm gonna let y'all know, Carbon. I had this discussion with other people about, and I sent them the video so we could talk about it. So if y'all don't know, is this woman? She went. Is this woman? She went on a hiking trip, and she sounded a little like me. She be doing crazy things, but I tell people where I'm going. I always tell people where I'm going. Hey, she is Sunshine. And she decided to go on a 3-day hike, and it turned into 3 weeks. Now, how you go from 3 days to 3 weeks, I don't know. But Carbon, I'm for the argument because I had to watch it twice, and then I watched another video, right? And it was her story was the same, but now it doesn't make sense to me. So, if y'all don't know, I forgot the spoon was a meth and crayon. Meth and crayon. Listen, see a sunshine. So the lady went on this hiking trip in the snow. She had a bike. Okay. And her bike, the bike she was carrying, on the back, it has like where like something like where you could carry a dog or a child into. So she was pulling that, right? And it had her tent, it had two sleeping bags, it had her food, it had medical supplies, a journal, pencils, like everything that had to do with hiking and camping, she had, right? She had it. She was prepared for 4 days. Even though the trip was supposed to be 3 days, she was prepared for four. Now, I get that part. You always want to have more. right? So somehow she says that she went over the cliff, she lost the bike. Okay, y'all following me, right? So she went over the cliff, she lost the bike, but she had her book bag. But the first time she said it, she said the book bag was in her bicycle. And um bad bad. I'm gonna read that in a second because it caught my eye. So she went over the cliff and she lost the bike, but I'm not sure if the back of the bike went over the cliff with her or whatever it is. I don't know. Because that's the part where I'm confused on now, Carbon. So she she popped one knee at a place and she had to splint the other knee. So she had the medical kit to wrap up the one leg, and then the other knee she popped back into place, right? So she sat there. She said between her food and foraging, she was able to survive. Okay. Now my issue is that if I have one leg splint and another one popped out, so it's a little swollen, where are you moving to? Like, how much walking are you actually doing, right? And then she said that she lost all her supplies. All she had was a knife and a lighter. Now, this is on both videos that I seen, and it was on the first video of the first interview she did. It was 3 days later, and then she did another interview. It was like the 5th day, right? So now she's consistent with her story. Now, I'm not saying she's not inconsistent. I'm just saying, to me, it does not make sense. How do you go from I had all my supplies to I lost my supplies and I was fighting off a bunch of animals, and but where was your supplies? Like, first things first, you have your book bag. You're going to take your book bag with all the essentials. My thing is, how the hell do you not lose your journal, your pen, and your lighter and your knife, but you lost your bike, your tent, and your 2 sleeping bags? Those are big items. How can you lose those items? Now, keep in mind, she was from Georgia. She flew to California to see her parents. Told her parents that she wanted to go on a 3-day hike. It's another issue that gets me very upset. She did tell her parents that she went on a 3-day hike, but nobody reported her missing. After 3 weeks, your parents, after you told your parents you was going on a hike for 3 days, and you come back 3 weeks later because you put in the GPS for the closest rescue station, they told you they couldn't find one, but she put in the closest Starbucks, and they brought her to a ski lodge. She ran into the ski lodge on the way to Starbucks, apparently. Allegedly. So now the story's all over the place to me. I got so many questions to where I just wanted to reach out, and I was like, I have all these questions and I need answers to my question, right? Now, my thing is, can I survive from 3 days to 3 weeks with just eating snow and just eating snow and foraging? First things first, I'm eating all the wrong stuff. I don't know how to forage. Hold on, y'all.
Wait. Wait.
Wait.
I got 2 things open. Hold on.
I hope y'all both been listening because I've been going in.
Where is Carbon? I was about to say that.
I was trying to get on. It was taking me forever to get on. Hi, everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I was trying to resend Erica's text message. Gina, what's going on? Hi, everybody.
Girls. Carbon, don't send me another storyline ever again. That's what I wanted to tell you. It's a good storyline. It's a good storyline, but after watching it twice and then watching the recent interview that she did, I have even more questions than the one that you sent me.
All right,
I am upset.
Gina and Eric is upset with this lady, but I completely see it in a different perspective. But they're right. They're not wrong. I'm just saying I get it, but also am amazed at what she did in 3 weeks. That was supposed to be a 3-day event. Hi, badass, White side. And Tilly LA, what's going on, badass? What's going on? Young gonna hi, is that your son?
Alex, yes.
Hey, Alex, what's going on?
But yes, I have so many
Mhm.
questions. I have way too many questions. And as you can hear all my concerns, you didn't lose your lighter and knife in your journal, but you lost your tent and your sleeping bag. Now, she says she went over the cliff and that's where she lost her bike, right? But
Right,
she
she
had the
remembered.
attachment to the bike. So if she went over the cliff, but she lost the bike, how
Mhm.
did she splint her leg after she went over the cliff?
You can
If she
split,
lost the bike when she went over the cliff.
but I do believe she had on a backpack. She had a little thing that attached to her bike that had some other stuff inside of it.
But
She,
she
it was
did
an
say
ambulance.
But she
Mhm.
did say the book bag was in the bike. And
In the
then
bike.
she said she
Okay.
had it on. So I was
Mhm.
confused and I was like, you know what? It was 3 weeks. She was hungry. Her favorite meal, she had the best peanut butter and jelly sandwich that the man gave her. I get all that. But it still is not adding up to me. And how your parents not call 911?
Okay, how many questions you gonna ask at one
Oh,
time?
sorry.
Because we're
Sorry.
trying to figure out what we're going on. Gina, you want to go? No, you want me to go. So as far as when she went, she was going up there. She was taking. It was right before her birthday. I think it was like a personal, um, find yourself moment. She was going through quite a bit, from what I understand, and then she was heading out to go see her parents. But before
Mm-hmm.
her parents, she was going to go ahead and do this little 3-day hike out there and find herself. When she got to a certain point, forgot what it was. An avalanche happened and it kind of knocked her off the cliff, and that's where she ended up popping her knee out on one, and then she had to splint the other one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And to splint it, you can use anything to splint your leg. Being that she's a permaculturist and Olympic archer, um,
Mm-hmm.
she's pretty much well versed. She did have a lighter. She had some type of snacks or food on her well being, and she did utilize what she had to get herself together. I don't know how she left the knapsack, because in her one of her other stories she says she had two sleeping bags, she had a tent which got her through some of it, and then she ended up losing those things, and she had a knife. So what she had on her body when she went over with the avalanche, I'm not sure. However, she did have to have some type of bag with something in it, because there's no way that she was carrying a Dunkaroos for umpteen days for her birthday to eat on her birthday with some what was it called? Not Epicac. What's the other thing we usually take when you get sick?
I
Dang, I
forgot.
forgot.
Oh,
Um,
like ibuprofen or something?
no, it's a sweet syrup. Elderberry. She had some
Oh,
elderberry that
Oh yeah,
somebody.
she had the elderberry that the lady made for her.
Right. So
Right.
she had things on her. She had to have some type of bag or something, or big pockets. I don't know, but I doubt that. She had to have the knapsack. I know she did have something else on her back on her bike, so it is what it is. The lady's been missing for 3 weeks. She might have been, you know, recalling things at different periods, because that is a traumatizing thing. To get hit with like two avalanches, she was climbing hills, not even hills, steep cliffs, thousands of feet, no equipment. You got to give her her props for that.
No,
Being a
I am. I definitely am.
Yep.
But
Right.
my question is, how do you lose the tent and the sleeping bag though
It
in the
was small.
snow? But you kept your lighter and your knife. And so
Lighter and nice
here's
and
where you're gonna
small.
get mad at me. Here's where you're gonna get mad at me, right? Is because you sitting here fighting wild animals. She was like, I fought a lot of wild animals, and you ain't got a scratch or no bites or nothing on you.
No,
But
she didn't fight the animals.
yeah, she said in the second one she fought off a few animals. And I was like, girl, you went too far with it now. I was good
I
with
think
the
she
first
has.
story.
I think she has some type of trauma, because there's no way. well, I'm not gonna say no. Like, humans can do many amazing things, especially when they're scared as all outdoors. However, from her first story, where she said she's just basically that pine needles and some other
Mhm.
found there kept her, pretty much gave her energy to keep going. She did check in with her GM, what is it, GRMX or something like that, and she was trying to find the nearest police station. It couldn't find that, but it told her what the nearest Starbucks was, and that's what set her off on her journey to get out of wherever she was. She really couldn't see or tell anything because it snowed, and then on top of her being there for 3 weeks, it snowed 2 more times.
Yep.
So probably where she
And then because of the sun.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
being in snow, and if you've been in snow or been skiing, you can get blinded by the snow if you don't have any protection on your eyes. So she was climbing quite a bit, and she went through a couple lakes. Good thing that the water was down. She was in between like two lakes or three of them,
Mhm.
and she finally found the resort with the. It's not even a resort. I don't think it's a resort, but
It was a ski lodge.
it's like
It
a
was a
ski.
ski lodge. Yeah, it was a ski lodge for hikers in that weather. So if she had her radio, then she would have known there was a snowstorm or avalanche coming to where she could have went to the because the guys did say he gave the coordinates over the radio, and he gave an update on weather and stuff, so he knew there was bad weather coming, so he gave the coordinates and told them when he would keep them posted, but he was supposed to be leaving. For whatever reason, he ended up staying behind. But all in all, I still don't understand how you lose all your supplies though.
But the whatchamacallit, the lighter is small. Her knife could be small. That could be on her person, and I would keep those things close to me. I wouldn't put them back into a bag. She's in the snow. Sunshine Sailway. She went hiking in the snow. I think she was riding her e-bike, and the bike was going. I guess she was trying to go on the trail and stay on the trail, but got knocked down by an avalanche down into the ravine, I guess. I don't know.
Let's be honest. This sounds like an Erica story.
It does.
Sounds like
You guys could be friends and you would be co-signing everything she did. That's what you would do.
I'm just saying, sounds like an Erica story. Like, why was she putting herself in these situations, knowing the risks that come with it? More or less,
why, Erica? You should be able to answer these questions. Why?
She's a permaculturist, so she pretty much spends a lot of time out in the woods foraging, so it's not foreign to her. It was actually something that probably calms her down because she was out there to find herself. I think she sold her supplies.
Sir, I'm sure she didn't go all the way to the snow to do that. But
we look what is somebody selling crack in that jungle.
Hey, Ray and J3, what's going on? But man, I was going first things first, and it brought me to another story.
Mm-hmm.
This other story, I ain't throwing a flag at anyone going camping in extreme tents and uncontrolled fire. I'm just saying, I don't mind anybody going camping or hiking. I think everybody should do a camping trip or a hiking trip. I think especially around your area. You should always get to know your area, right? But my thing is the lack of communication that the parents did not have to get to figure out where her daughter was after 3 days. If I tell my mom I'm leaving for 3 days and I get
she told
3 weeks, she did. She told her mom she was going camping for 3 days. She was going on a 3-day hike. They asked the mother when she didn't come back, what was going through your head? She was like, I just thought if she went straight home because that's normal for her not to communicate. That's the
you saw something more. You went down a rabbit hole. I didn't see all this.
I'm telling you, I went down a rabbit hole.
Scared.
She had okay. No, go ahead.
But my thing is now mad at the parents. And then the video that Carmen sent us, She
She's
was
grown, Ray.
Yeah, she
What
is
was she,
grown.
like 30?
She's an adult, right? She's an adult.
Right.
You want to go camping, you can go camping.
Old enough to know better.
But she's a permaculturist, which she's out in the
I
woods.
know permaculture out there in the snow.
She told her friends she was going camping with Lord.
Bad stuff. But my thing is, I just don't get it. I just don't understand how you just don't communicate. Like, my whole thing is the communication part. I've seen other hikers go hiking, and their biggest concern, and they even said it, they give their loved ones a location to pick them out at. She was chasing the eggplant. Oh my God.
I actually wasn't nodding to what you were saying. I was nodding to Fam's message. I need you
Yes.
to read something.
Mhm.
Right.
1000%. I mean, who does that? This is why it's an Erica story.
Right. It is. And I was so mad at her because I was like, this don't make no sense. But then a lot of
You know why we be mad at you and be like,
right.
What's funny, y'all, if y'all wonder why I'm so quiet, when this story first was talked about amongst the three of us, Carbon was still as Carbon is. This was her response.
Yeah.
Erica was kind of in the middle, and I was chastising that woman like she was my child. When I tell you I would have whipped her tail from there and back, because what?
It was
That's how I was.
so she wanted, it was her birthday. She did not want to she wanted to bring it in, I guess, where she was most
I
comfortable.
understand
She had-
that part.
She had
I
a
brought you in this world, and I will take you out.
She's 30.
Carbon,
You're killing me right now.
you don't go to any event without one of us knowing.
But I'm saying she did tell her
I
parents.
know what time you work out. I know what time you wake up and start your little woo-ha in your house. I know all of that about you. Carmen, I mean, Gina, I know what time Gina's supposed to be at work. I know how far Gina's job is, everything. There's no, if I go missing, I know y'all gonna be like, oh, she on a little mission, but she gonna resurface if we call. Because y'all know me. I already know
Not
the
if the alligators get you or the zombies in the graveyard.
Right, but if the alligators get me, then you know something's happened. But
When
I'm
you
gonna sit here and
alligators, you want to be there by yourself because I'm like 911 over there by myself.
but I'm gonna let you know where I'm at though.
Alligator. I
Like,
know
the
my
crazy girl went over here to this campground with the alligator. She said the alligators don't bite. Just go catch her.
that's crazy.
But I'm just still gonna know my location. My thing is, you can't be this grown and
she is
grown.
People
But at
do.
some point, being grown, you have to know what's right and what's wrong. She knew she should have had some type of communication.
She didn't. Look, this is exact. What is it? Up around and find out. Like, you want to go up there. She also has this thing called ballerina syndrome, which her heels don't touch the ground. She's on a permanent, like if you're walking
on her toes. She walks on her toes.
Her balance really wasn't all that great when she got knocked down, but it's an avalanche. Go figure. Snow.
That's probably very possible. My youngest does that. She doesn't. Her heels never touch the ground.
Right, and she said she just found some. I don't know what type of heels she's talking about, but she said she just found some.
The balance off. You're not going to be able to balance like someone who is putting flat foot to the ground.
Right.
But she survived 3 weeks with 2 snowstorms, hit by avalanche, popped her knee out, had to splint it on a 3-day with supplies for 3 days, and she lasted 3 weeks. I think that's freaking amazing. And that territory is kind of nuts because even though she can forage very well, she knew what she can eat and what she couldn't eat, she still had animals around her. Wherever there's food, there's going to be animals. And she did it. I mean, she melted snow for water. So she did a lot of prepping shift training in that.
I
But it's
agree.
Badass. What? Why is this a thing?
I know. I'm trying not to read his comments because he keeps going with it.
I think it was great. I thought she was amazing for doing that.
I think she is, but I have so many questions on how you lost so many supplies when you had the supplies.
Snowstorms. It depends on what type of
Carbon, don't you dare.
She had 2 snowstorms while she was out there.
I understand that, but those are large items. You can't lose a tent. First things first, during a snowstorm, you should be inside the tent. Inside the tent during a snowstorm. Not sitting here while trying to kill a bobcat.
Maybe the tent flew away because there was snow on the floor already. She got knocked down into it, and then 2 snowstorms came. Maybe she couldn't anchor that the correct way. Maybe she just tossed it up. Maybe it was a lot of wind. There's a lot of factors playing against her. So yeah, maybe she did lose it. And she lost her sleeping bags, 2 of them. So at the end of the day,
that's
the weather conditions was great.
Let's say the tent. Hey,
when I commit a crime in life, I want Carbon to represent me.
I absolutely.
Because she is going to give them all the possibilities to make me not look. If they cannot, without reasonable doubt, say I am guilty after she does all that.
I don't know. Okay, so like, well, let's just say you guys go in your garden and then a swarm of hornets just come and jack y'all up. What was she doing out in the garden, tending her garden? Why? Because that's what she does.
Normal.
Why she didn't have the bee thing on? Why did she have the little hat with the gloves on? She knew it was hornets over there. This is what this is.
But mine still does not answer my question. Say that her tent does get damaged in the snowstorm. Granted, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. You cannot lose a sleeping bag. You're not gonna lose a sleeping bag.
Yes, you. Who says you can't lose a
sleeping bag? Is the most important thing to keep her warm. I ain't gonna keep my hands. Fam, I'm gonna block you.
Thank you, fam. Absolutely, give it to her because they acted like
Well, he's running back all of your things,
right?
Yeah, this is
yes, bag is a true story.
Yeah,
it is a true story.
Yes.
I saw the news segment. It is a true story.
Sierras. That is crazy.
A true story. My thing is, I'm not losing my sleeping bag when I know there's this snowstorm on top of snow.
What if you had to go dig a hole to go use the bathroom in the sleeping bag since she lost the tent?
I'm dragging it with me because it's gonna wrap up. It's gonna first things first. I'm gonna wear it like a tape because I'm not gonna lose it.
Go ahead, Gina, because I'm don't worry.
Now I call BS on that Erica. I call BS on that.
I lose everything.
That's right. What? How about you taking some with you?
I just lost my credit card. I had to report it stolen. And I lost my ID and I had to get Billy to go back to the place that I lost it at. So I just have something to argue about today with Harlan.
Look, I'm like, now listen, I was with you with a lot of it, but I'm gonna have to call BS where BS is living. What? What?
I lose everything, y'all. I am like the worst person ever.
Laughing too hard.
It's ridiculous.
Your crack shot.
Well, y'all acting like this lady is 5 years old out the jungle by herself.
Acting like she's 5 years old going out there. No. I'm telling you, that should not be my child.
Hit you in the head and knock you off a cliff. Like why
we even somewhere where that can happen by ourselves? Because when I tell you my child surviving that would not be great for her because I'm going to kill her.
That's aftermath. That's aftermath, right? When you see her, she's gonna get it. We understand.
And that's really where I was. Like I told you, I do commend her for surviving it. Don't get me wrong. I do. But the mama in me, I would have snatched. I would have listened. She would have been a 5-year-old the way I would have talked to her. Like you have lost your mind.
Look,
First of all, I didn't realize that she told the parents that she was going before she went. Now that's where I would have been like, wait a minute, by yourself?
But this is what she does.
Absolutely not.
But
Okay, like,
this
this
is
is
what
hypothetical
she do
shit.
for a living. This is what she
Right.
does for a living.
She's a
But that's why,
culturalist.
yes.
And her mom is an outdoors person, even the dad.
That's where you can find more permaculture.
But, huh?
Not in the snow.
Hey,
You
Mr.
can find
Boy.
more of it.
I'm supposed to. Listen, that's where you got to find stuff in the summer, fall, winter,
You do.
all of it.
You
So
do.
that's what she does.
But
She's an outdoorsy person, so it kind of
Mm-mm.
suits her personality.
Again,
Think so?
my issue is
Say it
that she
again.
lost all the important essentials.
It happens. You just lost your ID. It is no.
I know, because I'm irresponsible. She seems like a responsible person. This is why I'm
Oh,
taking it so personal.
badass. I have to almost agree with you on that one because listen. And then it wasn't even like just a normal like snow situation. It was no.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too, right?
That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I would be interrogating her at this
Carbon,
moment.
can you
'Cause I
put,
need to know if this
Can you
No,
put
this is
the
a true story, right? Huh?
Can you put the link inside the chat so they can look at it so that everybody can have a full understanding?
Mm-hmm.
Crackshot said blind on what we're talking about. There was a news story about a lady who went on. Was she actually going for the experience of camping though and the permaculture crap? She's outdoorsy. Let's just say that.
Right. It was right before her
Yeah.
birthday.
So she lives in Georgia, but she traveled to California to visit her parents and to go hiking. Like she was trying to decompress. She had a lot going on in her life and she wanted to go hiking. So she told her parents she was going hiking for 3 days. 3 days turned into 3 weeks. Nobody reported this girl missing, which is very upsetting to me.
I thought they did eventually, like towards the end.
Towards the end. Yeah, towards the end.
I thought the parents did like right before they found her, like some days before they found her.
Yeah.
Right. But from 3 days to almost 2.5 weeks, I'm telling you, I'm fighting my parents. I'm fighting my parents. Fam, I don't want to read it, but I'm gonna read it.
He said, of course, it's always special out with Erica.
Oh, I'm sending it to you, the wrong people. Sorry.
Fam, shut up. Shut up, fam. Right, Crack.
Fam.
I know. He gets on my nerves. Fam is getting on my nerves. Don't be keep calling me
tornado and spun around in the sky for 2 hours. Ray. That's a long period. Okay, I'm a heathen. We see that, badass.
Okay, so Crack. She had it was an e-bike, right? But on the back of the e-bike, she had like the little carrier thing. Now, in that carrier thing, to my understanding, was the tent, the sleeping bags, the food, and everything else. But she did have a smaller book bag on her. She went over, the avalanche came and she went over the cliff. And this is where Carbon and I are arguing about the supplies and everything else that she lost, and then she did have, and she wrestled with the lions and tigers and bears with just a knife and a lighter. That part. So that's what she's gonna drop the link for y'all to watch it. But it's a good one. But then, like I said, I was watching another video. Now it has nothing to do with this girl. It was about this guy. He went on a 3-day bike trail, right? He went from one state to another state, and he was trying to do it in 3 days. And he was explaining about how a lot of these hikers are showing up dead or kidnapped or smuggled or whatever it is. And he was saying that they have to start understanding that they're not invisible. is that it's okay to go hiking and stuff by yourself, but it's not okay to go hiking without some type of weapon on you or some type of communication. It's only right to have check in with somebody at least once a day. And it's only right if you're not gonna, if you don't want nobody else to go with you, at least set a day and a time where they're supposed to meet you at the end of your journey, for so they know if you're not there on that day by a certain time to go ahead and call a rescue unit. This girl did none of this. And I think that's why I'm so upset. Is because, again, there's a lot of these hikers are just going places and they're doing things because they're used to it and not understand this weather conditions and everything else that's going to mess you up. It's either you're going to die from the heat, you're going to die from the cold, you just not didn't prep for enough food, you can get injured. So all these hikers that are going out here with no part of be able to communicate with people, or unable to get from point A to point B because you got bit by a wildcat or whatever it is going on. Listen, that hiking got to be done better. Now, Alex, Billy, and I went hiking. We went through, it's called a baby canyon in here in Georgia. And it was cool. It was a cool hiking experience. But there was enough people around to where I felt comfortable. It was some weird people that you would never thought they would go hiking, but it was still a cool experience. And I realized a lot of people had water, some people had small book bags, but a lot of people, most of us had phones where we took pictures and stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't know. It sounded like an Erica story. It really did.
What was said now?
What?
Sunshine talking about she almost spit out her water. If you go hiking, you should take your weapon unless
I would ask you to go hiking.
You don't remember what it is.
Fam. Stop coming for me, fam. Stop coming for me, fam. I know where mine is at.
9 months later, she gave birth. Nature will eliminate the ill-prepared and the foolish. She was prepared, apparently, from what was said from the start of the hike, I guess. I literally said something similar, Siege, and it was because I saw it. I read it in a book, actually. I think it was one of my books that I read, but it was like, God watches over fools and children. And I'm like, she was definitely a fool that day. Because what? Why were you out there by yourself? I get that that's what she do, but in the mountains, like, no.
Even when people go rock climbing, that's still a dangerous. I think
it's crazy.
Still a dangerous thing to do by yourself. Like rock climbing, I feel like you should be able to go with somebody. I don't think that's a one person situation, but there's a lot of people that go rock climbing by themselves. I don't know.
And by the way, badass, both of her parents, she has both of her parents, her dad and mom were in the news segment. I don't think the dad spoke. If he did, I don't remember. I know the mom did. And she didn't say a lot on the one I saw. That's why where Erica's saying more things, I'm like, oh, you went down a rabbit hole because the segment I saw didn't have a lot of commentary from the parents.
No, she did another one. It was 5 days later. I think it came out yesterday.
Gotcha. Yeah, she's recalling everything. You know, it's going to come back in bits and pieces. She had a journal. She did journal everything. So maybe going through it.
But again, you have a pen and paper, but you don't have your sleeping bag, Carbon.
Oh, you know what?
I care about the paper. Well, maybe I do care about the paper. Maybe I'm using the paper to build fires. Maybe I'm writing down a journal and then burning it because I don't want nobody else to read it.
She said the journaling actually kept her sane.
I believe it. What's going on, Urban?
No, hey, Urban, what's going on? I think that's pretty amazing. Can you imagine just being stuck out there in the snow? Don't know if you're going to get saved or anything like that, and just keep your wits about you. Remaining calm is
Hey, so good.
a skill that needs to be learned if you can learn it. But anyway, I'm glad that she did stay calm and that she journaled what was going on. Who knows? Maybe what she wrote might not even make any sense because she was drinking pine needles and other stuff. Her food ran out after 5 days. She was out there for 3 weeks. That's
Right.
a lot. She went through a lot
It
on
is a
top
lot.
of being, on top of being lost, on top of being blind because all you're seeing is white when you
Oh,
look
that was another thing.
out.
That
That's
because of the snow reflects off the sun, she didn't have.
The
So
sun
now,
reflects off the
yeah,
sun.
yeah. So she, she had the sunburn, and then she's not fully blind. She sees shadow, right?
yeah.
Yeah, she can see
Oh,
the
now I'm guessing.
shadow, but they're not sure if her eyesight will come back. Hey,
Sunshine made a valid point.
what?
While avalanches cannot be predicted, snow is typically in the forecast. That is very true.
Right.
Snowstorms are typically in the forecast. Hey, Sister Marie. She was drinking Ripple.
To a crick radio. A crick radio. Oh man. She was
That's
drinking.
Let's see a
Wow.
section.
Not the Ripple though. Let me see. Panic promotes delirium. Absolutely. After being in a avalanche, I wouldn't even know what to do. But I guess
I'm
it's
digging myself out. I'm digging myself out if I'm underneath the snow. That's the first thing.
right, of course.
The
But
next thing
can you
is
imagine?
I'm with this is where it gets confusing for me. Once again, we're gonna go back to her in this book bag. You lose everything in the avalanche, right? First, you lost the bike because of the avalanche, and then you lost most of your supplies. But then I guess she found her supplies because she had, got the food and stuff like that, and in the tent and the sleeping bag. So she was able to use all that. So I'm thinking when she went over it, she had to still be on the bike.
No,
Is
the bike was at the sign of the area to stop area that she was at. It's still there. They actually, when they finish clearing the roads, they're gonna actually go back and get her bike to give it back to her.
I have so many questions, Carmen.
Ray says, and that's what I'm trying to say. She's probably got so much going on right now. Like she's, who knows if she even remembers everything. It could just be a big blur to her. She's just happy to be home. Who knows? Nobody knows. She was calm when she was talking about it. Like it was nothing.
That's why I would have so many questions.
I'd have been on like,
Listen.
y'all almost died. Let me tell you what happened, right? Boom.
Right.
That came out of nowhere and killed me.
I have so many questions. It's just like when the thing in Louisiana with the escapees. I had so many questions.
Oh Lord.
So many questions. And then here we are days later, and all the questions I had, all the things I assumed are what it is.
Right.
I'm like, how can people manage to do all this and ain't nobody seen? Nobody. Okay. Y'all better figure out who helped.
Right.
Because ain't no way. We ain't talking about like juvie detention or something like that. We talking about at least 3 to 4 of them were either convicted or on trial for murder.
But I don't think that jail. I'm not saying that you're wrong. You're absolutely right. But I think that facility, when it wasn't made for high risk inmates, which is more security. They were understaffed.
I do agree with that because it didn't seem like it was that hard to do what they did.
Right. And they made complaints before saying that the doors were a security breach because it was coming off the rails.
Hey, David.
Off the rails. Hey, David. And you don't have enough people to supervise all those particular housing areas. It was overpopulated for what it was made for. So Yeah, I mean, I guess if you can't get nobody, it's a whole bunch of stuff that can go with that. It was definitely an inside job. And then you never know. Maybe they threatened the dude. Maybe they know his family. Maybe they offered him money. Maybe
He
he
said
owed
they threatened him. The one that they arrested, the suspended people. I don't know what they've said, but the arrested individual said that he was threatened. But my thing is, they weren't literally physically there with you to cause the harm that they threatened. So you mean to tell me you still walked outside and
or
turned the water off when you could have just walked to someone and let them know what was happening?
the threat may not have been to him, but it may be to his family. So
Hmm. You
around him.
think that's going to change in the hindsight? No, I'm still walking to. No,
I mean, it's
no.
the caliber of individual that you're dealing with, especially if they're running in a group.
The threat was a shank. It wasn't even a firearm involved. It was a shanking, ma'am. I'm taking my risk.
I don't know, Gina. I'm seeing what a shank could do. I don't know.
The thing is, I could see if he had me, like I was there, but this was like an open threat. Like
Right.
if you don't go do this thing, I'm going to do this thing, but you're not even with. Like you can't touch. You can't reach out and touch me. Though? Man, listen.
I guess it
Stop with me.
depends on the person. If the person is like
shut
a
up and go
big
sit in your.
time person and like they have, I guess, links to the outside, then maybe I can feel like, okay, depending on the person though. Like, was he mafia? Like, what's that? I don't know.
They're related.
Right.
The mafia.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was just saying, like you don't.
Worry.
They probably were gang related. Most of those inmates
That's
probably
what
were
I'm
part of the
saying.
gang.
If it was
I can see
gang
that.
related, then you know, they already pulling your information. They already got CO's information.
But it wasn't a CO. He was maintenance or janitor. He did something like that.
Same thing.
The one that they arrested.
He's a CEO, but he's a maintenance guy. He works for the department.
Yeah.
But bottom line is, look, it's not a CEO. So your conversation where you said he didn't do a direct threat. It's a maintenance guy. He's like, I don't even have with the CEOs. I have maybe OC or whatever the case may be. It's just him and his mop or broom, whatever he has on. But at the end of the day, it can go out even further. You have witnesses that are being threatened by people that's in jail. Don't come to court. Don't say nothing. It can also happen there too.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many. Everybody's playing the blame game. Oh, why did they notify? All of those things go through a chain of command. So you may say, hey, listen, we missed 10 inmates. Then they're gonna call somebody. Then they're gonna call somebody. Then they got to get an okay to shut it down. Do a search. That's if they do it that way. I'm just speaking from where what I know.
Laughing at David's dumb self. David, hush! I waved at you when you came in, and my name is not 8.
Just say hello to David, please. 8.
Right.
Ray Fisher say
it's true. It just depends. It's just knuckle game and whatever. That was an excellent.
About Gina.
It's foolishness from Watermelon Wars. They being goofy when I'm number 1.
She said they being goofy. Oh,
damn! He went all the way to 8. Not even.
Right. Delirium. It's delirium. It's okay.
But she won't go camping.
Who, me?
You, yeah.
No, because I don't want to be out there for 3 weeks with y'all looking for me. I wouldn't put y'all through that.
I'm still mad at the parents. Why they wait 2.5 weeks, Carmen?
I'm not putting y'all through that. I know y'all would be torn up.
Child.
I think she did her thing.
My mama. I'm telling you, I'm fighting my mama.
Her mama was the one who taught her about the outdoors.
Fighting her mom for what?
Because she told her I was leaving for 3 days. The mother waited 2.5 weeks.
So let's talk about the skill of forging. Forging is a racing skill. That lady,
that is the only positive.
But that she told her I'm only leaving for 3 days. I mean, I'll give her another day one more day and like I'm gonna try to reach
Ain't
out.
nobody told her dumb self to go out there.
You know what, Gina? But her parents shouldn't have waited 2.5 weeks. And then what? It was more than 2.5 weeks because they found her like 2 days later after they reported her missing.
She told us
Nonetheless,
she got in
she
touch
was
with her parents on
grown.
the 20th. They found her on the 29th.
And she was grown.
No, that's wrong.
Uh-uh.
Hold on. If she's out there for 3 weeks, ain't no way she got in touch with the parents.
That's what I'm saying. The stories don't add up, Carbon. That's what
So
I'm trying to
the
say.
silver
The stories
lining
don't
to
add up.
this, for the silver lining is that the foraging is a great skill to have.
The last time her parents heard from her was April 20th. Before she
They
went
found
out.
her when?
They just found her, 5 days ago? So she did they're saying the last time they spoke to her, had a conversation with her was on April 20th.
That's what they say, Siege. Hey, Bushcrafter.
Hey,
Hey,
Virginia Bushcrafter. All I'm saying is,
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I'm going to give her her credit. But I still have questions. I still have all the questions. Because
she didn't tell him. It's one of the things that she didn't check off her list of things to do.
Just check the weather. Clearly, she didn't check the weather.
I don't know. Have you seen our weather lately? It's just out the blue. Stuff just happens. So maybe
I have an app that alerts me when my rain's going to start. Even though it was wrong today.
She didn't have a phone with her, did she? I don't think she had a phone with her.
Mm-hmm.
No, because she wanted to decompress. She didn't want to be.
She didn't have a phone with her. The phone was out of service.
Oh.
It was no service where she was at.
Oh.
Hey, Virginia Bushcrafter, how are you? I think that was amazing that she did that. I'm like, wow, you go. She was dehydrated when they found her, so you dehydrate.
All this snow, how you dehydrated with all this snow?
That's an absolute thing that can happen.
Yes. I know, but I'm just gonna.
You're more dehydrated in winter than in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still eating a lot of snow. All that liquid is around.
Yeah.
Maybe she was trying to conserve her lighter fluid. She doesn't know how long she's going to be out there. She only had a lighter. What if it was just half a lighter? She's like, you know what? This what it, and she's on the move, so it's not like she can light a fire and let it keep burning.
But how that was another question I had. So how much walking or traveling in the snow with a split leg and a popped out knee? Well, I'm going to say a semi-swollen knee because she popped it back in place, right? One of them, she had put a splint on it, and the other one, she popped her knee back in place. So it's going to still be a little tender and a little swollen. How much traveling are you actually doing in the snow? It's difficult walking in the snow.
Right.
Walking in the snow is like walking in sand. It's like it's just difficult.
How do mothers pick up cars when their kids are hit by it? Adrenaline. Maybe her adrenaline was like, I got to get the hell out of here and I'm going to keep moving. It's mindset, really. If she's an archer, she has a competitive nature about her. So therefore, that might have kicked in when she was there and been like, we're getting out of here one way or the other.
That's true. Hey, Rachel.
A sense of survival. Right. Absolutely. She was like, I'm not dying here. I'm going to go home. I'm going to get to safety. And how much I don't know how much she weighs, but she didn't look like she weighed a lot.
She didn't look like she weighed a lot from the beginning. Yeah.
Oh, crap.
You could definitely tell she had sunburn though, because she was like really dark. No frostbite.
Snow. What is it called when the snow burns your face from?
Yeah, from the sun, from the reflection of the sun.
I think it's frostbite. You're right.
Sunburn, but
she had to have fun.
You can see it here on her face.
Yeah.
But I'm just I feel like I need to give it more days to see if this stories hold up.
Yeah. I mean,
So you know somebody is sitting up there like trying to see how legit this story is. I don't negate that she was in the snow. I don't negate like some of the things that transpired, but how much of it is like sticks? We'll see.
Windburn. There you go. That's it.
Like I said,
they said they had.
It's going to be either a Lifetime or a Netflix movie. It's going to be a movie because this is. She did an amazing job. She did do an amazing job, Carmen. I just don't understand how she lost so many supplies.
Sunshine is silly. Howard J.
Like I said, the second video, even the first one she sent us, she said she fought wildlife. But the second video was like she fought like big cats. And I'm like, girl, you don't even got to scratch.
I don't think that lady fought no big cat, but now that's
what I'm saying. That's where I was getting frustrated with the second video.
I need to see the second one. Did you post the second one, Corbin?
I didn't see the second one. I just saw when the.
I'm gonna have to find it because I'm upset about it.
Right.
If you saw it on YouTube, just go through your history.
She said that she did see imprints of a lot of different types of animals out there. So I don't know. It's Sierra, what is it? Sierra.
I couldn't remember her name. I was so distraught the day I heard the story. I was going off.
You said her name is Tiffany Selton.
Her name is what?
Tiffany Selton.
Okay.
Oh, she's 27 years old.
So she's not that old.
You're right. She said it was one of her things that was on her bucket list of adventures to do before going off to medical school.
All right. So here's another one that I watched. This one was 5 days ago. This don't make no sense how we doing this.
Ray. Everybody else's comments, I was like, and then Ray's being the exclamation points. My mind just went straight to what I think he's insinuating.
They said she tried calling 911 repeatedly and the calls didn't go through. Her GPS suggested the nearest Starbucks. Wait, so how your GPS work but your phone doesn't work?
There you go. Question it. Go ahead and question it because I had questions on some of this stuff.
So they said the Starbucks was 18 miles closer than the nearest trail entrance. But she said it took her on a long excursion. She had extreme sun exposure, damage to her eyes, brutal snowstorms, all while suffering from ballerina syndrome. She ran out of her food within 5 days, blah, 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 blah. She covered 600 square miles between May 6th and 10th. She was not playing. She's like, I'm out of here.
Wait, from when? What was the dates?
They said that she covered 600 square miles between May 6th and the 10th. Hey, Joe.
Hi, Joe. What's going on?
She survived off leaks and boiling snow for a long period of time.
But what she boiled the snow in?
Erica, when I find this lady, I'm going to go inside her bag and I'm going to pull everything out and be like, this is what she was. I don't know what the hell she had in her bag. I'm pretty sure she was on a 3 days.
If you had these supplies the first 5 days, what happened the other days?
Maybe she lost it the other day. Well,
I'm not losing some. I can't.
she said she lost the sleeping bags and the tent. Everything else she had. The snow could have, like, it was a snowstorm.
Carbon, you've been in plenty of snowstorms, Carbon.
Not in the middle of no damn forest. Absolutely not.
You've been in plenty of snowstorms. There's certain things you know you cannot lose in a snowstorm. You know this.
Son, she's lucky. That lady is lucky with so many things besides the animals, the weather, the fall that she took, the fact that she was running out
Somebody
of
even asked. I forgot who
her
it was.
to live is crazy.
And her lips wasn't that chapped. I expected her to have like chapped lips. There's so many things at looking at her. You're not gonna recuperate in 2 freaking days.
Well, it's an IV, so they hydrate you that way. And it's called makeup. Her lips, I'm pretty sure they did something to make it look appealing. No woman is gonna come there
You're not
this
doing
when I came back from they didn't even do her hair, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't want nobody to touch me either. But I mean, come on.
And I'm not doing an interview and 3 days later. I'm still in the shower.
Why? This is a young person. Like, they're gonna snap back quicker than us. I'll be like, I need about a whole year to get my
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, even at 20 something years old, your body still is gonna be fragile and fatigued. She's
still running off of adrenaline, Erica.
Okay, Carbon.
It's called the will to survive. You'll be surprised what you do.
I get that part, but I'm just saying I'm not doing an interview 3 days later. And if I do an interview, I'm gonna have ridiculous chapstick. First things first, my lips are dry now, and I'm not even in the snow. I've been drinking water all day, and I still no. Okay. Like I said, I'm happy for the lady.
I can't
have 101
where y'all going at her. I'm just saying. Sheesh. Ladies in the fucking woods. I'm sorry. Stay in the damn woods. These people about it. What is they found your leg mangled over there and you was underneath 50 pounds of snow and you know, that's it. They'll still tell you had no business being out there. But the point is,
no, I'm glad she was out there. I'm glad she was out there. I just feel like
you're not. You just
I'm all about the camping and the hiking, but I'm just upset of how irresponsible she was with her supplies.
Did you hear you say you gonna have greasy lips? What you doing with greasy lips, Erica?
Usually my lips got chapstick or something on them. Let me look around here and see what I got.
I think it was a great survival story. I don't know.
Gina, don't be sitting there and just acting like you can't hear this. Oh, you watching the second one?
On beer.
So I seen like 3 of them.
I was listening to the second one. I was watching it.
Okay.
But it's long, so I'm not gonna be able to watch it while we're on here because it's 45 minutes long. But it took him 4 minutes and 35 seconds to introduce her, and yeah,
because it was an incredible story.
That's exactly what he kept saying.
Yeah, it is incredible.
And I think that I'm like, as I'm listening, I'm like, y'all be careful taking that compliment because those be backhanded sometimes. Like incredible. Incredible story of how these things happened.
Carby, you want to put the second one in the chat for Howard J and them?
Oh no, you got the second one. I don't have the second one.
Yeah, you got the second
one.
You
do, Carby. There you go.
No, she put it in the group chat. Okay. She did.
My phone was calling. I hear it.
It's long though, Howard J. It's like 45 minutes.
Let me ask you a question real quick.
About to start talking.
Let me ask Erica a question real quick.
Go ahead.
You sent it to me to put in the chat when you could have just put it in the chat.
I was thinking it, but I wasn't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna lie. I was thinking it like she did put it in the chat.
I apologize.
This is the one I put in the chat.
That was a longer. The one we
Great,
looked
Howard
at was
J,
only
because
like
you're
10
gonna need
minutes.
the
That
time.
one's like the whole. It's supposed to be the whole.
Good morning. Thank you for being here today.
And that one was from 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hold on.
So they said that she was gone. She was missing. So that's what's confusing me, because it's like it's reporting now, but I feel like they found her before now. Because they said from 4/14 to Easter. When was Easter? Or maybe that was when she was traveling and passing people and conversating. Easter was when?
I gotta look it up.
I'm looking. My head hurts. It was the 20th. So mind you, she was on a 3-day trip, right?
Right. It's supposed to be 3 days.
3-hour tour. She was on a 3-hour tour. Gilligan. Right. And so she went on this 3-hour tour on 4/14.
Right.
On 4/20, she was passing people. People were complimenting her electric bike. They weren't on electric bikes, but they were on bikes. Some people were on bikes, so people had seen her in passing within the 1 to 6 days. So between the 14th and the 20th on her 3-hour tour. You're already at 6 days, boo. What is happening here? And they said at that, she took this bike up to 9,000 feet high. But during this whole thing, she had gotten as high as 10 to almost 12,000 feet high. Then, of course, after all these snowstorms, because the roads hadn't been cleared, which is why the guy who had the lodge hadn't been there. He went as soon as the roads got cleared. I want to say they said feet, like 10 to 12 feet. I'm gonna go back and listen again.
I was
listening
to it at work. I was listening to at work. I was trying to pay attention at work, but I was like pick and choosing in between, my children at work. But that's why I said I have more questions to where
it'd be leaving more questions, yeah. And I'm like, be careful with them Incredibles.
I want y'all.
They could be insinuations and not be.
Want everybody watching this. I mean, I'm once again. So you told your parents you was leaving for 3 days. On the 6th day, you did reach out to your mother. Okay, cool, and we get that part now. I understand. But again, was there an agreement on when you was coming back? And why did it take your parents again so long to report you missing? That's my number one question there. After watching that interview,
he clearly said 10 to 12 feet of snow
on an e-bike. On an e-bike.
No. I think this is after the fall.
Oh my God. Again, we're in snow on an e-bike. Is that registering to everybody else? I can't. No, see, they do care. That was the ones that taught her. Oh my God. So see, they taught her how to be outdoorsy. Like the parents do outdoor things. They go hiking. The whole family's part of the outdoor life. I just want to know if there was another time and day that she was supposed to communicate, and maybe that's why they did end up calling so late. Because the first story didn't have all that. That's why I went down this rabbit hole. Because the first one we watched was like 10 minutes or something, and I just wasn't satisfied. I had too many questions. So I went down this rabbit hole, and it was just like, I still have questions. So
I would love to hear what your thoughts are on the Virginia bushcrafter when you listen to the story, because you go in the bush. I don't know if you ever are out there where there's like lots of snow, but just because we know that you are someone who is familiar with the prep involved in uh, um, being in the bush, and probably even do some foraging and things like that as well, I would assume, are familiar with some of the things that are out there that you would be able to eat or whatever. Um, what your thoughts are for someone going through such an experience? Now, to say that it couldn't happen, I won't say that, because you just don't know. You know what could happen for a person. So I'm not going into the point of, oh, I don't think this happened. I don't know that much. I just am upset with the fact that she did it by herself. I felt like that created a danger. I get that she is an outdoorsy person and whatever, but are you familiar with this terrain? Being an outdoorsy person does not automatically make you familiar with all terrains. So just venturing out in unfamiliar territory is not safe. Without knowing. Now, mind you, she did pass people, so clearly other people go on this particular
right. That was the first
thing.
6 days.
However, I was just about to say that. However, that happened in the first 6 days on her 3-hour tour. She was on a 3-day trip.
Tour. It was supposed to be a 3
I know, I'm being sarcastic. She was on a 3-day tour. So how in 6 days are we conversating with people? It's almost like a person that's doing something but wants to have alibi. I'm not saying that's what she did, but I'm just saying, if I'm going on a 3-day trip and now I'm on day 6, what are we doing? And of course your phone has died by now. 6 days, my phone ain't lasting. Well, my phone probably ain't lasted.
But if I'm out in the woods, I'm gonna have my solar pack to where I can charge my phone, right? Again, Virginia.
But if she's trying to be all fluent, she may not, because
let me ask Virginia this question. Virginia, when you go out in your forest, right? Do you let people know how long you're gonna be out there? And is there a time and date they are supposed to expect you? I need to know that. Going to unknown area. Thank you, Virginia. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna make sure I have everything for me if I don't know where I'm going, especially if I'm not familiar with that trail.
That's if you don't lose it with all your other supplies, because she did lose a lot of supplies. So even if she did have those things,
she's also a dialysis technician.
That's what she is. That's what she's going to school for.
Sunshine.
Girl, you ain't going nowhere. Hush. Giving them the reservation and itinerary.
I'm waiting for Virginia to answer my question. When you go out into the woods, Virginia, do you let people know where you're going, what your location is going to be, or your coordinates? And then if something was to happen, and do you give them a day where they should expect you back home?
I could see not knowing exactly where a person is, but the knowing when they're supposed to be back was important. But she did tell them that. But mind you,
but she told them there was a 3-day trip, and then she called them on the 20th. So was there another date that was set up?
She called them. Oh, is that when it didn't go through?
That's when. Was the 20th.
She said, that is the first thing I do. Let someone know exactly where I'm going. I provide a bearing and how far I am away from my vehicle. I provide persons with game warden's number.
That's good. I didn't even think about that, but that's good.
So again, so
Needs
you
no maple
contact your
syrup.
parents. Maybe they did have an understanding. Okay, she's gonna take another 6 days after the 20th. So when she wasn't there, but they only reported her missing a couple of days before she was found, though.
So did
Maybe.
the call go through when she called her parents on the 20th? I did see them say something about the 20th was when she passed people on the trail. They chatted with some people, and stuff like that. So that was 6 days in. So she called her parents as well. I don't think I got that far to the phone call. So did she actually talk to her parents?
She talked to her mom on the 20th,
Okay.
I believe, for
Okay.
Carbon's one. So there again. So he's making phone calls, and I call before leaving, and if
And
I
if I
do
don't
not
call
call
them
for
within
30
30
minutes,
minutes. Mm-hmm.
right?
When I plan to be in the woods, I change my mind. That's me, Howard J. Oh, 1000%, fam. When I plan, I change my mind and go back home.
Yeah, no, it's
Like
okay.
that. But I am very now. This is the crazy part is we've gotten all through a tangent on her in this situation.
Right.
The thing that was something that I think we all thought was a good skill to have was the foraging, because I do follow. I was and I think you guys follow her as well on IG. There's a lady on there who does a lot of stuff with foraging. She's actually from my state. But she shares a lot of that where she shows you how you could tell the difference between the actual plant of something and the faux plant of something, because most plants have a twin, so you don't get yourself sick or worse eating something you shouldn't eat. So I do think there is very it brought up the conversation of foraging. I think that was the biggest thing for Carbon, and she's like, that's a skill set that we all should, we should have, which I agree, like knowing those things, especially gardening. I think that's important even there, because I have the twin for strawberries that grows in my yard.
Wow.
They're not strawberries, but they look like them. They don't get very big. They're kind of tiny, but they look just like a strawberry that you would eat. They get really pretty and red and all that, but they're not strawberries. I don't know what they would do if you ate them, but yeah.
I add this along with my map for my area. It's I don't know if you can see it. Is it backwards or can you see it?
Nope,
No, we can see it.
It's correct. Yeah.
It has all that information.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Turn that back around. So it shows you the trees and the wildflowers in your state.
I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it?
That's pretty cool.
Oh,
I like that.
Look on the back side too. It shows you the flowers.
That's neat. I like that.
I got that with my There's my
So
map.
they came with your map?
They were in the same section. So when I picked it up, when I moved, I picked it up for Tennessee, and then this was next to it, and I was like, "Oh, this is good."
Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna see if they have them at the Welcome Center.
You might.
Because when you go to the Welcome Centers in different states, they have all like the 101 pamphlets. I usually like going through those pamphlets to see what's
Virginia said that's very good, Carmen.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that, because
I do.
this is my question. Have you ever walked around with it and kind of tried to identify some of the things that's close in your vicinity, like trees and flowers and stuff that's in there?
No, not around here. There's mountains all the way over there. Not the mountains.
But I don't think you have to go to the mountains to find some of those identifying plants.
Right. I think if we go on the back side of it, but I gotta know the area better before I
Right, but I'm just saying, like sometimes there's some that's like locally within your like within miles of where, like walking.
In your neighborhood, have you tried to look
Yeah.
in your neighborhood for those?
not in my
different-
neighborhood. In my neighborhood, everything's manicured, so it's basically this is what.
Gotcha,
But
gotcha.
the community garden, that's another reason why I wanted to go to it. It's more
Yeah.
open, so
Yeah.
I'll be able to apply that stuff over there. Sunshine, I'm in Middle Tennessee.
Plus,
Mm.
you need to go to a state park,
Yeah.
Carbon.
I was just thinking when she said community garden, I'm like, there's a lot of stuff out there where I am.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. And
And
I
this-
see it as I come in.
Right.
There's a lot of those trees where the mushrooms grow out of them and they're like really
Yeah.
big and stuff like that. There's a lot of plants that I try to identify because they look like something I've seen before, but I don't know what I'm looking
Yeah. You can also download it on your phone, but like in her case where she didn't get any service, if it's not an app that you can use offline,
Mhm.
just go for it. It has that protective thing, so if it gets wetted, you could just wick it off.
Mhm.
And it's good to
I
go.
like that though. I actually
I
like
do
that.
like
That's
that.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's pretty cool to have because in the park that I have my community garden at is a garden park, meaning that the rest of the park does the flowers and the trees and all that in the front part. The
Yeah.
community garden is in the back part. So some of the trees have been cut down, but then there's still a lot of like 4G type stuff. They have trails and stuff that people walk through and all that kind of stuff. I bet there's probably something in the information center of the park that identifies a lot of those things. And I just never thought to stop in there. And I'll do that because their actual office where the offices are is on the third floor of the building I work in. I'm on the fourth floor and they're right below me. So I could pop in there probably and get
Whatever you
things
need.
as well. But
Yeah,
I like that. I like
at
that
some of the welcome
that
center.
tree and flower map. I like that.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a
That's
good,
a good share,
good find.
Carbon.
That is a very good share because I'm gonna find me one. I like that.
Thank you.
Oh,
You're welcome. I think at the back of it tells you all the different places
Mm-hmm.
that you
I
can.
used to when my youngest was littler because y'all know I homeschooled, and we would go for a walk. That would be like kind of our outdoor thing, and she would find like different, like maybe a acorn or something that fell from a tree or different stuff like that. But I would, whatever she found, we would keep and come home, and I would keep them, and we would lay them out, and we would try to identify everything.
Oh,
So I like the thought of like just even being able to walk through and identify trees or a specific flower. I'm not that knowledgeable in the garden stuff. Yeah, I can
But you
identify
know what?
food. Now plants that are
even-
food, I can identify, but I'm not big on the flowers and stuff.
But even like in my soil garden over here, the little weeds that are growing, because the food ain't growing, it's mainly the weeds. You can go on Google and they have that camera icon.
I have
I
a
even use-
plant app, but I mean just having I like the map thing. I like
I
that.
do like the map thing, but I'm just saying you can use if you have, use
I
the
do. I have an
camera.
app that I can snap pictures of anything that I want to identify. I do. Yeah, but I like that map. That's pretty neat. I like that. I would like to have something like that.
Some states don't even allow you to forage in the state parks.
You said they do or don't?
Some don't, and some do. And if you do, it's only for like your consumption amount for consumption.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, well,
you can only take like if you see a whole bunch of it, you can't take all of it. You're only supposed to take
fraction of it.
The chick on Instagram, I think she's called the Black Girl Forager or something like that.
Something like that.
But
I was on her today and I couldn't find her.
I could definitely find her because I follow it. But she typically, when she does find things and she wants to harvest some of them to like maybe cook with or make a drink with, or whatever the thing does, whatever the plant is good for. She
Yep.
always makes it a point when she's out there to say, save, don't come in and take everything, because this is part of nature. It needs to grow. These are the things that we will need, so don't just come in and just take everything. Just take a few and make your whatever the thing is, and then allow nature to continue to do its thing and continue to create this plant.
Yep.
Another good reason is get to learn. So let's just say you got lost like this lady did, and you're foraging. You can actually see what animals are around for you to get more food, or set up traps for them. So it's actually a really good skill to learn.
I love. That's why I started. I can't remember. I've been following her for a couple of years. Let me see. I'll find her.
I'm trying to find her.
But when I stumbled upon her, she just came up in my feed one time, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool what she's doing. And I've been following her ever since. She is not. It does not start with black. I could tell you that, because that did not come up. Because usually when I'm following somebody, if I just put in the first few of their page, it comes up. Let me put in Forager, because it'll bring up the rest of her.
Sure.
It's called Black Forager. Why wasn't it pulling her up? It's just Black Forager all together, one word.
On Instagram or YouTube?
Yeah.
On Instagram. If I can get it to. It ain't my dang on ring light.
Earlier today, somebody.
My bad, y'all. I accidentally tapped on something. There it go. But it's all one word. I can send it to y'all though. And on Instagram. When I say y'all, I meant Carbon and and Urban, because we have a group chat.
But yeah, I like her. I like her a lot. So we also talked about how important it was to have sunglasses in your bug out bag, just because sunglasses clearly need to be worn in this one is the snowstorm, because her her vision is blurry now, and they're not certain that she's going to get her vision back 100% as well.
I'm gonna post it over here to y'all.
Jeannie, you're finding it, or
She's
in
a group chat, I guess. Is
I did.
I got it.
We're horrible with that. I didn't get it.
It's in the group chat.
So let me ask Gina a question. You're a moderator on this channel as well.
I'm posting it. I didn't tell you to post it. I said I posted it. I was posting it.
Too late, Gina. Too late.
Oh, you already posted it?
I'm just saying.
We did.
I literally said it out loud. I said I'm posting it here for you guys too.
That's why I said, Gina, are you? Because I already had it. I was just
I didn't have it.
I was looking at the regular chat, not
the
Instagram chat.
Oh, and mine posted. Why did mine show up?
Y'all see this, right?
I'm not a mod.
You were not a mod, or
you're not a mod on my chat.
Because I posted it and it's not showing up. I'm not blue.
Let me. That's good.
I actually posted it 2 things before you, and it's not even showing up over here in the comments either.
I take it back. My bad. I thought you was a mod.
Write something in the chat.
I'm gonna cry in my pillow tonight, Carbon.
Oh no, you're not.
Write something.
When I tell you what I did, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, look at my little student." I thought you was a mod on Erica's channel.
Gina, are you gonna tell
but you know how people be.
She was acting real funny.
You know what? We're not gonna talk about Erica like Erica's not on the panel, y'all.
Oh, my bad.
You still didn't type something so I can make you a mod.
I did, but it ain't show up. I
Just
don't
hit
see
hi
me
or something
blocked.
so I
Did
can
you
make it.
block me?
No, write hi at least. Let's see if you write hi.
I put a whole thing in the chat and it didn't show up. I promise you.
You put in.
She blocked me, y'all. Oh, there we go.
No,
Yeah, she's not Erica.
I think
I
she.
was about to put her in timeout.
I think you did. Carbon probably put me in timeout.
I did it. The last person I put in timeout was the naked dude from last.
Oh Lord!
Oh my God! I made you a mod.
A picture of him, and then found his IP address.
We could have had Jovi find out his whole location and everything.
Ah man,
Jovi would have pulled up on him.
Okay, so what were we talking about again?
Forging sunglasses.
Sunglasses. That was going to. She probably lost Eugenia. She lost the ID. She lost the mod. What don't
Listen, that's why I was a little triggered by this story. I was like, yo, Erica, why are you being so irresponsible? Like, how you lose all the important supplies, Erica?
This is the
Call this
thing,
girl Erica.
Carbon. She talking about she's triggered, and next week, you know what we're gonna be talking about. One of the things that she's lost. That's important.
Oh, where is it?
Nothing's going to change. Like, why are we triggered?
I don't know. It's amazing.
Fam, stop coming for me, fam.
Well, be more
We're
responsible.
talking about how to be more right with the location of your right.
How about taking her keys? How about locking her door? How about not running 4 o'clock in the morning by
How
herself?
about not leaving it in the car?
Mm-hmm.
How about How about having it with her when she goes for a run?
Like walking chaos. Just be like
Out of control.
Mm-mm.
Don't make no sense. That's exactly how I was talking to the phone. Like, this don't make no sense. I have so
right, Sunshine. I thought about that. I was probably in the pit right now.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever find your friend?
Yeah, I got it in the car.
Didn't I say it? Didn't I say it?
Put it, and she puts it in there. You have a belly band. You have a
Your
whole
car does not go into a garage.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No.
I know it doesn't. I wasn't asking a question. That was not a question. Why would it be in your car, Mel?
Why you
have to go get it?
No, you're gonna give yourself a headache.
Okay, but then somebody else gets it and commits a crime. And what?
You know who's gonna get it? Billy. And you know what Billy's gonna do? He's gonna put it somewhere and be like, "Oh, I was waiting."
Your neighbor has figured out what happened to their cats, and they're gonna get it. And then they're gonna go do things with it, and then it's gonna be on you.
I'm
go get it out your car
before I report it stolen, though.
No, you have it in the safe, right, Erica?
You wouldn't even know it was stolen because you wouldn't remember that you had it in the car. You would start second guessing yourself. Did I leave it in the TP? I thought I left it in the car. Billy, did you take it? Billy will swear up and down he didn't. You will swear up and down he did because you can't find it. All the while it's robbing a bank on the other side of town.
Right.
But you're gonna report it stolen. Okay. Y'all hear this foolishness? My head hurts.
And this is all she does is laugh. Like, give me.
My head hurts.
It be the truth, though. It be the whole truth. That's why I said I was a little triggered by this girl because I was like, Erica, come on, get your life together. You too grown for this.
And yet, here we are. I mean, am I the only one who's confused at the moment.
I gave up a long time ago. I was just like, she's
No,
gonna
That's
really,
what it
no,
is with the
really,
story.
yeah.
like to be
This is
triggered
shenanigans.
and realize that I need to do better, yet not do better.
This is like a rehab center. It's one day at a time. It's one day at a
When
time.
does your clock start, ma'am?
It started today. It started today. I
Okay.
went jogging. That's why it's still in the car.
My head hurts.
What?
It hurts.
So you went jogging without the firearm after?
No, I brought the firearm. That's why it's in the car.
Did it come out the car? Was it on your
Yes,
person?
it came out the car.
Okay.
And then I was just like, I put it in my bra to see if it could work in my bra, and it wasn't working. My boobs are not big enough. It was just flopping all over the place.
Siege, that part.
Yeah, so you said
That part. Like this should not be. Look,
Why
me
is
and
this
Carbon
a
both look
topic?
like this. Me and Carbon both look like this.
What?
But why is this even a topic?
I gotta
You
get
said it was triggered. Well, I have to understand how.
Carmen went to have a drink, y'all. She'll be back. Don't worry.
I'm going to get my crazy dog.
I was about to say, give me one too while you at it, because good Lord, like the whole point in being right, Walty, and being triggered should be you changing.
I am changing, Gina. I just told
Most
you.
people change immediately and then they revert back to the bad habits. You're
No.
just going to continue the bad habits and eventually maybe change. I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. That's how my life goes.
Oh, so you okay?
I continue to say it's going to change, and then it changes for a few hours, and then I'll put something down, and then I start doing 101 things, and then I'd be like, man, where did I do this? And then I'd be thinking it's there, but I already moved it 10 times. So now I got to backtrack for 2 days.
Why did
just
you
to-
take it off of you when you got back in the car? Why not wait till you got back home?
Because I told you I put it in my bra because the belly band is in Billy's room. So I put it in my bra to see if I can work out and have it in my sports bra. Didn't work. It just did not work. It wasn't comfortable. So I put it in the car. And then when I was done jogging, I just left it in the car so I could be on time. I didn't want to be late to the show. So after the show, I plan on going outside to go get a lot.
No, don't even keep going.
I'm
You just
telling you
going,
because I have
now you
other
sound like the girl falling off the
club.
cliff. I'm done. Because what? You gonna sit here and keep talking and say this lie that you're gonna go outside and do XYZ. No, next thing we know, I was cooking dinner and I got sidetracked and I don't want to hear it.
She has a belly band. She has a holster.
My
I
head
do have a
hurts.
holster.
Everything. Why would you try to put it in your sports bra?
Because it has the holster has one of those clips that you can clip onto your bra.
You wanted to put the holster and the gun in
Yes.
It's not yes. It's no. That's not where it goes. What is wrong with you?
Carbon, it's like she thinks we're like not part of the community. So you could just say these things and they just stick.
No, I'm telling you what I was doing an experiment, and it was a failed experiment. That's what I'm trying
Two
to say.
these things. What makes you think it was gonna fit in your bra?
I wasn't even gonna say it out loud. I was gonna wait till we got off screen, but I showed up because these things could probably hold it.
Gina,
Yeah.
you can hold them.
Right,
I can't even hold them in my bra. You know you can't hold them in your bra.
I mean, that might as well be against her waist.
Secure it.
It was just that's why I said it was just flopping all over the place. It was just flopping all over the place.
You think?
Yeah.
That means
My
she's
negative
looking at
A
your
was not
place.
holding nothing in place. It was a
But
bad
you have one of
experiment.
those things before you go run. You should be like, "Let me get my belly
And
band."
then the clip,
Everything was straight.
so like the cleavage area, I don't have that. So just
No,
the
what
gap.
Virginia Bushcrafter said. Carry it everywhere you go. Bathroom, kitchen, mailbox, garage. Make it a part of you. That's why I asked her why she took it off of her when she got to the car.
Bushcrafter, we told her this like I don't know how long ago. She
You know,
knows this.
She's
She
out of
was
hearing it too.
I
See,
don't know. See, she is making me crazy. Thank you, honey. Because
yes. That's
my
Listen,
head
I
really does hurt.
misunderstood. There's
no.
sometimes you have to experiment to see if something
There's
could
no
work for you.
experimenting with that, Erica. Right. You
Yeah,
gotta know where just to carry it.
Back
yeah.
You
down.
experiment when you at home. You should have been like, is this a good fit? You should be like trying to pull it out to see if it's a smooth pull out or if you're gonna be stopped by your tank top. All of
She
that. If
knows.
you running in place and that thing is like this. Like what is your thought?
I'm
Your brain
surprised she ain't passed out on the track because she knocked herself upside the head with it.
I was actually
is
running in the woods today.
first of all, the imprint of that. If I was in my, I'll be grabbing that. The first thing I'm gonna grab is that. Like, what are we gonna do? You always pull out Smith. I can't. Okay. See if I say that, it's even worse. If you slide it out,
No,
Just stop.
You're fine.
Just stop. Because
I
Sam
love
gonna have
saying
a
I'm
comment
getting
for
better,
everything.
everybody. I'm getting better.
No, you're not. You're worse than last year. You are worse than last
Nina,
year.
I was experimenting. Now, I'm
I
not
think
knocking
Carbon
anybody
made a
on
very
Instagram.
clear point in saying that you do that test at home.
I should
Not
have.
once you're not
But
once
my
you're
thing is,
you could have jumped up and down at home. I'm not
Oh,
about to
Lord.
bounce it. But you could have jumped up and down at home.
take me out.
It happened before I thought about it. Because I'm upset.
What are we telling worse? In your shirt.
No, why? It happened before I thought.
You didn't
But as
think
soon
that
as it
was
happened, I
okay.
was like, that was not a good thing to do. Because
Oh my
hopefully,
god, I got tears
only
in my
because
eyes.
the
after that
chat
one.
ain't blown up, most people probably were looking away at the moment. Thank God.
Oh my god, I think everybody just can't stop laughing right now.
That is insane.
Some
I'm
2
weak.
weeks
At least
followed
we
up in a
record
couple
you,
weeks.
right?
They get a result. Mr. BS, stay on her.
I'm telling y'all. So this is what I was thinking.
Mhm.
So I see a lot of people on Instagram in their living rooms and stuff practicing their preps, so, just on different ways to carry. And I'm like, why they always doing it inside the house? Like, won't we do it outside? But and then when I was jogging and it was happening, I was like, oh, this is why they start in the house and not.
Yep.
Either way, it was an experiment. It was a failed experiment. So we're going back to the drawing board. Now I want to try a thigh one.
There's no drum board. It goes on your hip. You can get a little bag that goes on your hip. They have those bags
Oh,
now.
I want to do the bag one. I want to do the bag one on my thigh. So when I go jogging, I can have it on my thigh because I wear a lot of shorts. So I can do no. You know the thigh bag where you could put the holster in the bag or whatever.
I haven't seen that one.
You never seen
But
that?
why not the crossbody one?
Because then I feel restricted when I'm jogging. It's still gonna bounce all over the place.
They have the fanny pack one. You can slide it to the rear. You can turn it. Let me not say that. You can place it behind you, and then you can place it.
I could do that. I'm gonna try to look into the fanny pack one.
You don't like the belly band?
I do, but I want to do something different.
That's like somebody trying a new recipe at Thanksgiving. Stop.
I said,
No, but why you go back? You went back to see what happened. Why did you go back? Just stay in the present.
She said, "Stay in the present."
Because that's why your comment's so late. You went back to see what happened.
Oh, my God, I got a headache from laughing so hard, y'all. I need some more water. This don't make no sense.
Oh, I think everybody knew what you was talking about, fam. That part.
Bright sunshine. Mhm.
Right.
Javon said I could put raisins in the macaroni and cheese.
That part. That's what she did, essentially. He's driving. That's what she did, essentially.
Urban.
Urban. Oh, Urban. What?
Light them up, Urban. Good. Give me this.
Ma'am, don't ask those kind of questions.
Don't test me now. I don't know what Erica throws off the whole time.
It's she has the what do you have?
The darn it.
I don't know why it ain't coming to me either, because you and Billy have that same thing on Taurus.
It's a Taurus, but I forgot which one now.
GC2, G2C.
I think it's the GC2. I think one of them. It's one of them, but it's a Taurus.
First of all, fam, block them.
Well, so is a GC.
Don't ask no more
Yeah,
questions.
it's a G2C. Wow.
Which person that is, they do have that, but even if Erica had it, she won't wear it. She'll find something new to
I'm
construct.
telling you, it's
Yeah.
the bra holster. You just gotta have you gotta have the ladies to support it. I just don't have that.
Well, you knew that going in.
I know.
Like, you act like it was an epiphany. Like, oh, I thought these were going to do. And then you get there and they, what?
That girl is crazy. She's out of her mind.
Although I want to
was
try the
like-
bra holster. Who gave you a bra holster? Why did this even come
It's
about?
not
Did you
really.
purchase it?
And so here's the thing. Don't y'all judge
Wait
me.
for it, Gina. Wait for it.
It's a regular clip holster that I put on my sports bra. So I was trying to secure it on my sports bra, but like I said, the way I had it in, it wasn't.
She's still talking, y'all. This is so funny. She is still talking.
Erica's amazing.
Hoopa holsters, really?
So is it?
Yeah, that's why I didn't.
Let's look. Let's look on Amazon real quick, guys. I always listen to Virginia. He always is right. He is always right.
I give Virginia 2 more weeks. He'll be cussing you out too. She hard-headed. She's just hard-headed.
Oh, I like these. Now look, this is the bra holster. Can y'all see this?
Mm-hmm.
That
Can you
might work for me.
Can you see it?
I can't really. Can you send that to us in the
It's
chat?
like a tank top with the.
Not that chat, but the cell phone chat, the text. I'm trying. I'll say that offline.
Yeah, I know.
But I do want to try one to see if I like it. It wouldn't be that would not be an everyday way for me. Right now I do prefer the belly band, but I've seen some other things that I want to try. So I seen a holster that I thought I might like. I don't know that I will, but I want to try it.
Okay.
I've tried a few of them, but I didn't like them. They were the harder ones. They just poked. They felt like they poked in me. Didn't like that.
They got an extra small. I think I'm gonna need a small.
Poster clips on the bra. To the bra. A lot of police ladies wear them. Nice. But see, she was doing her makeshift rig of a bra holster. I know. I tried to smooth, not react. I caught it as soon as I said it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Carbon caught it because I heard her giggle. And I tried not to make any facial reaction or anything so that it could go by. But Jova, and I'm really surprised in you. I really would expect this behavior from me.
You know what? I even like the tank top ones.
Okay. You know you got to practice with this because you're going to be pulling from your side, not from your regular muscle memory in your head.
Right.
Now see, see, here we go. Did you go back to hear that, Pam? By the whole star.
Are you used to wearing like sports bras, that type of stuff?
Yeah, I wear my sports bras to work
Okay.
because I work in a warehouse, so I try to cover up majority of my body and stuff. So I don't want any comments at work.
Okay.
I knew as soon as it came out, I heard myself, and I was like, "Here, it's coming."
It was the action before you even said it. It's like your body reacted before you even said it. That's the funniest part about it.
Oh, you talking about the other one? They talking about the second thing I said.
Oh yeah. I said,
if
and
you don't,
that one I was being very serious, and then as soon as it came out, I was like, "That's gonna get twisted." I already see it, and then I try to keep a straight face so that nobody would pick up.
make sure you measure, Erica. If you don't like confining feelings,
right?
Make sure you measure for that because.
Oh, did she send it to the thing?
Yeah.
It looks dope though. I like it.
Oh, so you gotta buy the whole thing?
Yeah, it's the whole thing.
It's like a shirt. It's like a tight tank top.
I want just an attachment. These things need probably more support.
Well, I don't need that much support, Gina.
I know you don't. And it's got padding in it. No, we're not doing
so
that.
This is the thigh bag that I want. Goodness, it's like it's a glare or something. This sucks.
Oh, that's the thigh thing?
Yeah, that's the thigh bag. It's like a bag, and then you have the whole stuff. Let me send it to you. Clearly, we just acting like we not online, y'all. Oh, hi, Riley.
Say hi.
Your mother's been a stranger. We haven't seen you lately.
Right.
He said, "What?"
He like, why you still on this?
Right.
This thing talking to these strangers, stranger danger, mom.
This is the time we're supposed to be outside walking. My garden is coming along really nice. I'm so proud of it.
I love it.
Oh, my lemon tree. Growing little leaves. I was like, look at you. I was like, yay. I thought she was going to die, but she's doing good.
What I do now, Jova? All right, just keep it straight. Y'all block Bam and Jova, both of them.
You are mine now.
Y'all getting blocked. Y'all out of control.
He said these need more support. Now, Virginia, you got me on another rabbit hole.
The droplets are nice.
Oh, I like this one. It goes around your waist and your thigh.
You trying to get tactical, baby?
I may need that to go jogging though, because I do.
You need to have your firearm with you though. It doesn't.
Gina,
it don't behoove you to have all that if you don't have that.
You're not gonna keep coming for me, Gina. We have the firearm.
Do we though? Do we though? Stranger danger.
Where you got those?
Oh yeah, you can't hook it up right now because I'm live.
Let me go, guys. We've been on here for 2 hours.
Just put it in the room. What? But what's that?
That's what I'm asking about all the things. Is this charged? Just her sheet on.
So we're gonna go ahead.
Into lubricating
Joe
your.
Bob, that's what I was doing today, and I'm getting criticized. That's exactly what I was doing today, and I'm being criticized for me trying to do something different. Now, they're probably right. I probably should have started inside the household before taking it outside. Just maybe. Maybe I would never had a malfunction. But at least I tried, y'all. At least I tried. It's the thought that counts.
You did, Fumbelina. Good job.
Gina is going in on whatever they
Look
told
at your
her.
face. That's the mama face.
Right.
I done told y'all. Stop running
I
in this
to
house.
talk to you about the same thing now.
Stop
Like,
sitting on my refrigerator door.
oh, now I understand that. Why you say that from the beginning?
So you're gonna fabricate your own setup?
I can think about it. I should.
You go for it.
Why not though? Right?
Why not?
Now I'm looking outside like that because I thought I seen somebody, but it's Billy. I did see somebody, but I was like, who is that? But it's Billy.
Where you going if it wasn't Billy?
And actually he's right here. Not, I mean, one of the other ones, not the one I carry all the time, but we got them. It's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Joe Bob.
Mm-hmm.
What? Where did that come from? What did I miss?
You gotta go back and watch
You did a
yourself.
whole voiceover while you was in
Oh, that my grandson is here, first of all.
there. Right.
And I was fussing at him
Let
and
me go
talking
find
to
one.
okay, and talking to my daughter at the same time. So it was my facial expressions. I'm assuming.
Yes. So we
Mhm.
did the voiceover with the facial expressions.
Can you help us find this? Just a thing in the wall. It looks like this was screwed in. You ever seen one of those?
That's it.
Yeah.
Go run it. I'm gonna go with my dog real quick. Thank you.
This was a good live. I appreciate everybody that came in. I don't appreciate Gina and Carmen coming for me about my firearm, but you know
It
what?
should.
It'll be the topic is
This could be one of your topics at the old ladies meetup that you
Oh,
are have,
did
right?
he just put something out in the air? I see you, the Virginia Bushcrafter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can pick
I
the-
see you. Maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe.
Ah,
You saw what Joe Voss said?
I did, and that's a great idea, Jova. I never thought about doing that. Fabricating my own setup.
Mm-hmm.
That actually is really a good idea. I didn't even that concept never even crossed my mind.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see, and then what is it? 2-3 towns over. I'm gonna see if it's possible. I'm gonna see if she could do it. Now I know how to sew and all that. Is if I'm gonna have the patience to do it,
Mm-hmm.
because most likely I could do it myself. It's just me having the right materials and the patience to actually get it done.
Yeah,
Because
I like that idea though.
that is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
I know we'll come back to that.
Going through all these different ones, trying to find the one that works for you is it's a lot.
It is. That's why I was trying to make my own. Because sometimes
Staves have pistol holder
what the elastic confession is based on that. That's true.
Oh, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Y'all might need to do a conversation with him, with Joe Voss. Get
Mhm.
yourself together.
Yeah.
No, you know who I would do it with? Cute and Cocky, because you know that's what she does. Cute and if y'all don't know, Cute and Cocky, she makes concealed
I'm not
carry.
familiar with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so cool. She's such an amazing female, and she does a lot of concealed carry. So if you send, I believe if you send her like a clothing item, I think she can also could do a concealed carry on that clothing item. But she does a lot of conceal. She has a lot of concealed carry things. A lot of things.
Is she on Insta? Is that where she's at?
She used to be.
She used to be, but I haven't really seen her on Instagram lately. But her name is Cute and Cocky. And I met her a couple of times. And she's like her energy is so high. She's very bubbly. I like that about her.
Okay.
Really, you know, we was trying to get through the life without talking about it. We was trying to get through the life, Skilly, without talking about it.
Ain't nobody cool. We're not doing it. Nope. Nope. Nope.
I'm not.
Nope.
We're gonna cut it short, guys. Let's be
Yep.
at 2 minutes.
Yep. I got
I'm
to
gonna go
tend
have
to
some
what my
dinner.
daughter and grandson in there doing. Thank you, Carmen.
You're welcome.
But check her out, guys.
Carmen.
Hey, Berta girl.
Hey, Berta girl.
How are you doing?
I hope you feeling a little bit better, Berna.
Yep. Condolences.
Good seeing you, Siege. Yeah, I'm about to head out because I got,
Y'all later.
the kid and the grandbabies here.
Thank you, everybody.
I gotta go walk the dog. Everybody,
See you guys later.
Everybody.
later.